Alright, playing versus Jayce. With Shen, we take TP, I do that as well in this matchup. So Jayce is a lot about trying to survive the level 1, 2 and probably 3 as well. Just take as little damage as possible and then yeah, try to survive basically. Like if he gives you the push early on, like you get to lane early, you can try to cheese for a level 2 first. But normally you shouldn't be able to get level 2 first in this matchup because it's simply too strong. So it's fine how you played it so far. Okay, this is a mistake. This is a mistake. So against Jayce, when you're not gonna get level 2 in this situation ever. Like he's stronger level 1, he has the bigger wave, and there's no minions dying. So the only thing you have to do is to sit back and soak XP. If you walk up like this and take some damage and waste passive, then when these minions end up dying, you won't be able to go for them. So yeah, you just take a bunch of damage for no reason whatsoever. So that's the #1 concept to think about in every ranged matchup. Whether you're versus Kennen, Jayce, Teemo, like anything like this. When there are no minions dying, don't walk up and limit test or mechanically test the enemy or like hope for some outplay. Just conserve your HP. Because if you stay like close to full HP or full HP and you hit like level 3 and 4, then you can actually trade onto the enemy and punish their mistakes easier. But if you let the enemies get chunks like this on you, like the first chunk is the most important one, so the one that you've already mistakenly taken, then it's so much harder to actually punish and get good trades later on when you actually have chances to win the lane. At that point it doesn't matter what you do because you played the level 1 so poorly. So yeah, this is a never do. It's like #1 thing you can't do in a range matchup is walk up like this when there's nothing to walk up for. Like, what is this? Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, like it's so much harder to play the lane from here. You maybe, let's say, did he miss that? Yeah, you missed that XP. Always try to think about XP over everything. Like you wanna try to get every XP. If you miss some CS in a ranged matchup early on, it's not the end of the world. Like missing 1 or 2 CS, whatever, man. Missing 1 experience, oh no. Now your level spikes are gonna be delayed for the entire lane compared to the enemy, and you can't actually like he gets so much pressure to like punish these level spikes, and you will just be perma behind. Like get every XP in range matchups, don't care too much about every individual CS, and conserve your HP. You've broken 2 rules thus far, taken a bunch of damage for no reason, and you've missed XP. Yeah, that's a fine trade. Okay, so another thing, like if you're gonna take damage, if you're gonna choose to take damage like you do 2 times here, you wanna make sure you trade it for something. If you wanna walk up and trade a minion for 1 auto attack, fine, that's okay. So that's something I might have done. But you don't walk up and take a minion or an auto from Jayce for free. And you don't walk up and just take an auto for free and use your passive. Because now your passive is down and you didn't get anything for the resource that is your passive. Hello Dekar, thanks for the raid. Hello guys. So always trade your resources for CS or anything. Like whether it's your own HP or whether it's your passive shield. Don't just walk up and use it. Then what's the difference between you just sitting back and not using anything? Nothing, right? So there's no point. There he did it again on auto attack without getting anything. And so this would have been bad. Pretty sure this would have been bad even if you hit it. You simply don't have the energy to do this. Like you're sitting there at could have been close, but yeah. Wait until you have a little bit more energy, and remember that in matchups like this, whenever you miss a taunt, it punishes you so hard. So try to only go for the taunts that you're pretty sure are gonna hit, because now you're gonna get denied the cannon, get denied the CS, and he's gonna live to hard punish you. You're stuck at 7 CS right now to his 22. Okay, so let's see. Let's see what happened here. So he's getting pretty right? So you decide to go for the taunt in. First you take a bunch of damage. Okay, so here, once he used that Q, you can see clearly that he's like growing very right now. So then it's better to just stay in front of him, because then even if he runs away, he's dead, right? So you're way too scared here. Think about what can he actually do on this mana. So even here, it's not too late to turn around, because you should know that you're gonna get your passive as well when this W times out, if you know your champ well. So assuming he has no mana, you have passive shield, like there's no way he wins this, right? So just run with him and kill him. He's always dead here. Like even here, you could still like Q and then flash on him, or Q and then see that he flashes away and then you let him get away, right? But if you walk out after that, you have grasp up, you have Q up, you have flash up. He dies from one flash auto, and there's no possible way that Jayce can reactively flash once you flash if you just buffer the auto attack, right? So he either flashes early before you even flash, or he dies. That's his two options here. Was thinking of jungler, like the jungler might be topside, sure, but if you have a kill in that you're gonna get for sure in the next 2 seconds, then you just go for it and then run away. Like even if you're super unlucky and the enemy jungler happens to be there at the very second we're talking about, sure, you get a 1-for-1, it's not too bad, but 95% of the time they're gonna be too far away. So yeah, if you have a for sure kill and there's a small risk that you die from the jungler, of course you take that. Of course you do. This is quite awkward right now, isn't it? Like you actually tried to kill him there. I guess, but yeah. So here's how you have to think about junglers. This is an important concept, okay? Important concept. Whenever you're low like this and you're in a quite gankable position, right? And you've been low and in a gankable position for a long time, like you have here, then it's a very high risk that the jungler is there. While if like you're randomly fighting and you suddenly get into a gankable position, like here you're not in a gankable position, right? You're sitting on the tower. Now you're suddenly in a gankable position, right? There's not a high risk of the jungler sitting in your lane waiting to gank you. There's a small risk, yes, but it's not a high one. It's a really high risk when you're putting yourself in a gankable position for a long time, like you are here. Now you walk away from the tower and the enemy is gonna TP back. Like this is a quite predictable gank. While earlier when you didn't flash for the kill because you were scared of the jungler, that was a low chance, a risk of dying to a jungler right there. Okay, we just move on, we just push in, sure. Right, let's see what happened here. Okay, like you keep missing taunts. Okay, so here once again, like once you trade versus a range champ, your first goal is to get away when your stuff is cooldown. You don't greed for a single minion and like take damage on the back. Like I don't think that's worth it. It's your most important thing in ranged matchups especially, but even melee matchups, is to keep your HP high, because that will lead to you being able to either kill your opponent or force the enemy back, and that's worth so much more than 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 minions that you might miss in order to take those better trades, right? So focus on trades first and take the minions you can. So yeah, in this case, like, yeah, just play aggressively. You've put a ward, just look for a taunt. Yeah. So here it's actually gonna push towards you, and he has already used his TP. So just take the recall. Yeah, perfect. So you're obviously very behind because of how you played it, but you're still in the game. You're still in the game. So he doesn't have his speed up now. Yeah, that's free taunt. He didn't have his gate. And yeah, you have more kill potential on him than he has on you. So like these kinds of Qs to get the CS, you have to be a little bit careful about them when you have to waste passive and get no value out of it. Like, I think it's okay, but now you have to be really careful about this EQ or QE and not get hit by it. Okay, yeah, because this really hurts, and that's because you used your Q to farm the minions correctly, and then when your passive was cooldown, you still didn't respect his only move. His only move in this wave state and everything is to chunk you down with a QE. So you have to be behind your minions if you're gonna waste your passive in order to farm. Like, you either save your passive and just try to last it best you can with just normal auto attacks and prep the wave properly under tower, or you have to stay behind your minions and not let him get this, because now it's way harder to play the lane. You were actually in a favorable position. Like, you had higher HP, he's very squishy and everything, but you just take a bunch of EQs to the face. It's not great. Let's see what happened here. So don't do this. What you do here? Wait, you like if you're forced, or if you feel you're forced to Q in order to block damage with your passive, then never taunt in when your Q is like 3 seconds away. Just keep dancing. Even if you have to give the enemy cannon, fine. It doesn't matter in the large scheme of things. He gets some gold. What matters is that your drag through isn't up to follow up with your taunt. If you just wait a little bit here and then go for the taunt just a little bit later, maybe even walk up when he goes for the cannon. Just walk up if you want to guarantee being in taunt range, right? Just walk up here, and then once your Q is like 1 second away, then we taunt, and then we Q while he's being like in the middle of the CC from your taunt, and then boom, 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 and he's likely dying here or running away at 1 HP. But since you taunted when your Q still wasn't up, he gets to kite up, he gets to E you away, kite upwards, and you can't get the drag through, and it becomes really awkward. And she might die here because of this, and yeah, it's just all your fault, man. It's all your fault. Like, Graves kind of saves the situation here, but yeah, it could have been such a disaster. Yeah. Okay, I think we're gonna end it here. I think the most important thing that we went through here today is like level 1 early game concepts. Like, do not do what Polar Ho did here. Like, walk up when there's no reason to walk up at all. In range matchups like Jayce that's gonna push you in, just accept that he's gonna get the push and only walk up when you have your passive and can trade it for a couple of CS, for example. And don't be scared of giving last hits as well. Like, don't walk up and just randomly for no reason. Just stay away. keep yourself healthy, because that's when you can actually punish the enemy at like level 3 or 4. But if you lose a bunch of HP now, you have to use your potion, he puts you down a little bit more, and then you're like 60%, and then even when he fucks up, he's still gonna win the all-in on the back end when you try to run away, because you can't burst him down or stay in the fight either. So do not do this. And always like value what is the way that he wants to poke me, how do I stop that? So yeah, that's gonna be it.